All right, so in class today, this is for White Day, which is 4/8, and this will also be for Red Day on 4/11. So what we ended up doing today is we read this mentor text, and this mentor text is hopefully going to help you to understand like how to take your topic for the project into a deeper level. Okay, so thinking about your topic that you have on the pink sheet, on the reflection sheet that we did, I had you put down what you thought your topic would be, and then I asked you why. And then the next class after that, we talked about that why aspect is like it goes into the deeper meaning. And so this is actually an essay. This one right here, it says why the Filet-O-Fish is my gold standard for fast food. This is an essay, and it says basically that it's about Filet-O-Fish, but there's actually a hidden meaning. It's a deeper meaning to this. So I'm going to read parts of this. I am not going to read all of it. When you get back from wherever you're at, make sure you ask for a copy of this, and we can put this in your sandbox so you can see it, because this may help you as you get into your project and writing your own essay, and being able to kind of see. So I want you to pay attention and focus on how he talks about Filet-O-Fish, but then also how it ties back to that deeper meaning. Okay. All right. So here we go. So it says why a Filet-O-Fish is my gold standard. So this part right here just means like best. Okay. One of the first Chinese McDonald's opened on April 23rd, 1992 in Beijing, the largest in the world at the time. I never got to eat there. My mother was busy packing her things. 2 weeks after it opened, she and I were on a plane bound for Montreal to join my father, who was then completing a postdoc that would leave him broke for years. Okay, so he is losing his job. So I'm going to say no job. And over here, I'm going to say needs money. So it kind of gives us that point of what's happening here, okay? What I remember most from that period was how little we did. My mother worked weekend shifts at a sock factory while my father took over at home. He studied in our one-bedroom apartment, and I watched TV. On special occasions, we went to McDonald's. So things that we kind of know about McDonald's. McDonald's is fast food, obviously. It is quick, it's easy, and it's cheaper. So if I think about going here versus going to a sit-down restaurant such as Olive Garden or something like that, so they're saying that going there is a special occasion. Now, for me at my house, going to McDonald's kind of is also a special occasion, but not necessarily for the same reason. We just don't go very often, just because I don't know. I don't like my kids eating that food. But our special occasion is going because it's kind of a treat in that way for my children. But here they're saying it's a treat because they didn't have very much money. So they chose to go to that restaurant for that reason. They're not going to other restaurants. Okay? All right, so in Canada, just like in China, eating at McDonald's was a novelty. So again, novelty, special for us. In the wake of the post-Mao economic reforms, the belated introduction of the Golden Arches to China represented a whole ethos about what constituted the good life. Okay, so they're trying to get this good life experience by going to the Golden Arches, by going to McDonald's. So this is what it's this special occasion. This is the life that they should be living. Okay, it says right here. The cost of a burger was hardly a trivial thing for us at the time, and my parents didn't actually treat me to meals there all that often. When they did, we always got takeout so we could eat our burgers and fries around our Formica dining table on our own plates. The hope was to have our fast food as slowly as we could. All right, so they would always take their stuff home at their dining table on their own plates, and they would eat it slowly. So they wanted to cherish this moment of being able to sit together and eat this special meal at the dinner table together. Okay, let's see. The Filet-O-Fish became my menu item of choice. Its virtues are too many to count. Doing so would be futile. As McDonald's only seafood-based option, the Filet-O-Fish semblance of relative health appealed to my parents. Luckily, it was also McDonald's most delicious item. It played to my Chinese palate. So again, we're talking like they're from China, so they're Chinese, and so having fish, it tastes good to them. It appeals to them because they eat a lot of fish over there. Okay, all right. Let's see. Eating one. This last little sentence. Eating one always felt transportive. the equivalent of Prost Madeline for my Chinese diasporic upbringing. Okay, so eating one kind of went back to going back to what their upbringing was. So it brings back that memories, childhood, and just in China. Okay. All right. I guess I can put China here. All right. Let's see. The Filet-O-Fish is the gold standard for fast food for many Asian Americans as well as other minority American communities. Okay, we're going to move on to the back. Let's see. As a child, I was under the fantasy that my obsession with such a strange sandwich was eccentric. When I went to McDonald's with friends who got chicken McNuggets, Happy Meals, or cheeseburgers, ordering the Filet-O-Fish made me feel as if I was on some sort of secret. Okay, so this made them feel really good that they had that as well. Then it says, after a few years in Montreal, my dad landed a good government job. In Victoria, British Columbia. On our drive across Canada, we indulge in the prospect of my dad's earnings, a real salary. So we have money going on here by eating McDonald's almost daily. So now this special occasion is not happening just like every so often. It's happening daily. A whirlwind of Filet-O-Fish meals for me and hamburgers for my parents. When my experience was shattered when I fancied myself different, pointed out to my parents, both loved hamburgers, while I, a renegade, preferred the Filet-O-Fish. This is interesting. So it says, well, I think the Filet-O-Fish, I like the Filet-O-Fish most too, my mother puts it candidly, but it is expensive, so we only buy it for you. So this is kind of like, it's really nice that the parents are doing that, but it's kind of sad because, I mean, they're saving it for the child even though they want it. So again, we're getting into that fact of, yes, they have money, but they don't necessarily have all the money. Okay. Let's see. These days, the sandwich is more expensive than ever. It also less beautiful than I remember. At some point, the Filet-O-Fish underwent rebranding. Let's see. So McDonald's insists that the cheese has always been half a slice, so as not to overwhelm the fishiness of the fillet. Today's unboxing experience most often reveals limp cheese sagging off the patty, frequently stuck to the ill-advised box. So it's interesting. So it says here, nowadays a good fish fillet is hard to find. So as they're older, now, and they're going, I can't really find that Filet-O-Fish, and it's not the way it used to be. So they're describing it here. It's not the way it used to be, and it's kind of sad, and I don't know about it. But what's interesting is this last little paragraph. It says, and yet I eat the thing. I look for the Filet-O-Fish on late-night McDonald's runs, rushing to order 2 of them 10 minutes before closing. Yes, my adulthood has been marked by disappointments, but ultimately I take what I can get. The Filet-O-Fish remains on my platonic ideal of fast food, however imperfect it has become. And perhaps its imperfections, the way it never quite lives up to the ideal, are what makes the sandwich feel like home. Okay, which is interesting to me because I feel like there's a not a hidden message, but there's a bigger message here that's not just about Filet-O-Fish. It's the fact that how they grew up is kind of like the imperfection of this Filet-O-Fish and how they see it now. So eating this Filet-O-Fish is really nice because they're able to kind of get back to home, get back to that feeling of like their positive childhood that they had. Which is kind of neat to see that. Okay? All right, so you're going to end up doing this today. You're going to be trying to find and kind of go into finding different things that are going to go into your topic, because your topic that also has a deeper level meaning. The why. Why is it so important to you kind of thing. Okay? But from this, I kind of want to look at this really quickly. And we're going to focus on kind of writing a claim, but we're not actually going to write a claim. And this part right here, I would like for you to write on a separate sheet of paper. I know you don't actually have the text in front of you, and that's okay. So I'm going to have you write this on a separate sheet of paper, and you're going to send it to me in an email. So if you don't have something, go ahead and pause so that you can write this down. Or you can just email me. That's fine too. But claim. So what we're going to do is we're going to think of words that remind us of what's happening in this. Okay, so my first thing is like there's family involved. There's childhood involved. There's money. or lack of money. There's, I kind of also want to say bonding. Like it kind of goes with family, but like family bonding. Memories gets into that as well. Happy, because this fillet of fish which brings happiness. It kind of has, it's kind of reflective in a way as to where they are right now. If you think of something else, you can also write your idea down. Another class, they said nostalgia. Hope. So again, if you think of something, I want you to also write that down. But this is kind of the idea. Like, we're not, for your project, you're going to have a claim as well. And so on this, like, this is an essay. What we just read, that is an essay. And being able to take things that are like the deeper picture, because again, yes, it is all about fish fillet, but all of these things are also in there. Yeah, they're not in the title, but this is also like, this is that deeper meaning. This is what I'm wanting you to go for. And so having these, it will help us to find our claim or find the claim of this particular one as well. So this is just kind of a brainstorming. Okay. All right. So then what you're going to do today is you are going to work on your collection space. So thinking back to what your topic was, thinking back to what you wrote on your piece of your pink paper for the reflection, and thinking of what that deeper meaning is, what you are going to do is you're going to spend, I'm going to give you, like, why don't you set a timer for about 20, 25 minutes. And I'm wanting you to go and find a lot of different examples of poems and song lyrics and quotes. Don't worry about the visual ideas right now. We're not going to focus on that yet. But I want you to go find poems, song lyrics, and quotes that are going to support your bigger idea. Okay? I am going to point this out to you as well, because I think that this may help some of you. In your folder that you have, and I know you don't have it with you necessarily, but I gave you this blue piece of paper. This blue piece of paper may make way more sense now than when I first gave it to you. So I'm going to point this out really quickly. So all you're doing today for that 25 minutes is this box. You're trying to find poems, song lyrics, and 4 quotes that support your deeper meaning topic. Okay? So that's what you're focusing on today. And what I told the classes today is to focus on this right here. So how do I start to even think or find things to collect? So what you're going to do is, maybe you have a song that you really like. Don't even worry about if it fits in with your topic or your theme yet. Just go and look at the lyrics. It may go ahead and like fit with your topic. So if it does, you're going to copy that link, put it in there in the collection space. Sorry. In the collection space. What am I doing? Sorry. We're going to put it in the collection space. Same thing with song or with poems. With poems, if you know a poem, great. You can go find one. If you know that, if you don't know one, you can go to Google. And in Google, you can type poems about, let's say yours is about friendship. Okay, so if it's about friendship, you can type that in. And you can search through and find different examples about friendship. So you can click on it and you can read them. And if you end up liking it, use that. Okay, let's see this. Ode to friendship. So you can kind of read through if you like it. If you like it, you're going to copy that link. You're going to put it in your collection space and say what it is, that kind of thing. Now, just because there's only 2 poem spots on here doesn't mean you find 2 and you're done. I want you to find multiple examples. So if you need another one, you feel free to do more. If you need to have a new row, you can just hit tab. It'll take you to another row just like that. But I want you to fill your collection space. You're trying to find the best of the best examples to fill this collection space, because then what you're going to do is, with your final project, is you're going to find like the best one of the ones you have. So kind of like the MVP. The MVP poem that supports my topic and theme is this one. And you'll use that. So you want to have different examples to help you along with that. Okay, so 25-ish minutes. Spend time just trying to find poems, song lyrics, and quotes that support your deeper meaning topic. Okay? All right, that's all I have.